Good morning from New York. It's Saturday morning today. Let's see. Today's subject: the power of empathetic reflection in politics and how Joe Biden uses empathy well. Shining, notable virtue. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, I can't get excited about Biden. Really? He has quite a story to tell. He's made his mistakes in life, like we all have, and he's risen above many disabilities, notably from stutter. And you just you just have to admire that kind of struggle and that kind of durability of uh, his mind through such terrible tragedies and suffering. He uses empathy very well. Because with empathy, you try to find common ground. And Joe is really good at finding that common ground, which is a skill that politicians definitely should have. If they don't, then you need to get rid of. So, he shows empathy. You can note many instances where, especially not for the camera, uh, yet witnessed, is spoken to little kids, letters, encourage them. Uh, he's a very caring guy, and the mastery of empathy, well, finding common ground. Um, he's creative. He's creatively empathetic, which means he's artful. He is compassionately empathetic. That's a source of goodness. His cares about a wide range. His compassion is, not just a favoritism toward self, his own family, and brand or his name. Uh, he's he embraces everyone, much as possible. That's goodness, you know. When you care about everybody, how much good do you think a human being can have? He ranks pretty high. And you're looking at objective empathy. This is the kind of empathy that tells you where the other person is coming from and why they're coming from that perspective. And he he showed that in his speech. You know, his State of the Union. It was compassionate and clever and very artful and very objective. You know, I mean, he spun some people around, and then you hear the opposite of that coming out of Trump. Making fun of people that are disabled, just they're followers of the bad and the part that's all about punishment. Your great mystics, punishment, threats of punishment, fire and brimstone. Krishna, Jesus, Buddha, um, these great mystics, you didn't hear that. Talked about freedom, embracing your compassion, and increasing your faith and love. Krishna, that that mystic talked about things from a very creative, empathetic perspective. He was considered the divine at play, where Buddha was, very much about objective empathy, and he had a lot of things he said were now confirmed. Search into the brain. Uh, Jesus, very much about passionate empathy. No one loves more than this, that they would lay down their life. That felt pretty powerful. That's empathy. Brain, passion. All of these forms of empathy exist in everyone. Now, the use of fire and brimstone, fear that people be better, that's about control, not freedom. The Trump people are about controlling people, making them the way they are. But Jesus didn't walk around twisting people's arms and say, "Believe or else." By the way, I'm a bit supernatural. I can turn you wrong side out, fella. It wasn't like that, and so they're poison. The people who follow Trump poison. They really do. That's following the mystic path, the inner mind communication, inner reflective path that embraces greater compassion, creativity, and objectivity, artfulness, truth, and goodness. That you're following that path, and you're not hear people pray. So I've heard that there's a whole program using terror, fear, to get people to behave, sometimes in a bad way, and sometimes with an attempt to get people to behave in a good way. How good is a person who's only good because they are afraid not to? Say, how can you blend the political path? It's all about progress, growth, things that I talked about a minute ago. And that should be followed in politics as well. And if you're looking for a leader, they should be having those talents. Those talents, strong, show. They're very weak in Trump. A lot of people say, you can't show empathy for Trump. Sure, I can. He's obviously has damaged faith and love and can't heal. We were willing. So, but he's, he's not good for himself. That's kind of sad. Rejoicing over his bad action. Bad action come out of damaged faith and love and haven't dealt with. So, so what I'm talking about here? Real hope. Talking about freedom. Freedom from the damaged faith. Talking about who to follow. And Joe, someone that I would follow, that I would choose as a leader. And so when people say they can't get excited about Joe, then maybe they're not very excited by virtue. Maybe they're not very excited by love. And that's what you're seeing in this MAGA group. The MAGAites. They're kind of lost, and living in a bewilderment. They're following symbols of need and afraid of symbolic sorts of as a defense against feeling damaged faith that has a hold on with studied CPTSD. Yes, they need help. The system that I talk about is very helpful. Some people need a professional to help them with it. Some people can help themselves to a great deal. Others, they can get by with a trainer. I'm a trainer. I would hope that professionals know how to use these tools and abilities better than I do. Some just because they have a title doesn't necessarily mean they're good at it. That's just the way it is. You know, I can say I'm, educated by life. That doesn't provide the evidence, but a person can be better educated by life and personal research than by a college in many cases. Um, the benefit of a professional, if there's a benefit, is that they continue to learn, grow. And so it's kind of a good bet, you know. But some don't, and also there are people who try to help you that need a lot of help themselves. How much help do they need? They can cause a problem. I'll give you an example. There was someone who was just sitting for practice, and this individual, I was reliving and learning helplessness involved with some trauma, damaged faith in my life, which wasn't easy. And his disinterested, about the gender, this disinterested breathing, it was actually kind of a nervous kind of, breathing that it had a tinge of fear in it. This individual was being triggered by trauma. So the best thing for him would be to go to another room and do his own work. But it made me really angry. You can say, this people being really cold toward you, so on. You had a great grief in your life. They could really hurt, and so you have to consider, have the people done the practices that they're doing on you, and there just might be a few on the mystic paths that have not been to college who have done all of these approaches, are better fit professionals, done these themselves. So, well, what if they didn't need to? Really? Very unlikely. So, because in this world, struggle, and everybody struggled. Nobody had the perfect childhood. In fact, one of the things that you'll see with people that are lost in the woods, more symbolic than real, is, it's overly positive. Oh, I had such a wonderful childhood. Did you really? Perfect in every way. Unlikely. Be careful of people make statements that are most things they're not. The extremes are more rare. And so be cautious. And I'm saying this because, you've got a lot of people out there who are leaders of religion who are not following the mystic path in their religion. They're not following it at all. And don't choose them as a leader. The power of reflection. Well, how many times have you felt that you needed to reflect? What about people who never reflect? What about people that are afraid to go into their own and they have experiences? What about that? Warning sign. They should not be leading you. You perhaps should be leading them. Joe should be leading the Magites and all the rest of it. And I can be very excited about this humble, soft-spoken young man. Yeah, what is young after all? Someone who has these abilities. I don't think they're falling apart. Be quiet. And if you have these abilities, you are wise. Joe's wise. Very wise. And, there are things that, positions he took in the past that one thing that people don't understand about work a politician has to do is they have to get the votes, do anything at all. So a lot of the bad decisions that you see like back on lack of push toward a positive end is due to the voters. Their the necessity that the politician has to not move the voters too far out of their comfort zone. You can't get anything passed. You have to go to the common ground. Work from there. Too quick to criticize politicians who don't ask, don't tell kind of suggestions, because that's what people could handle at the time. It doesn't mean that that was actually their position. What if it was? We're all on a path that we can grow on if we decide to, and we should. We should always be growing. So we're growing. We're still young in a way, aren't we? Not fully there yet. Yeah, because we're still growing. So Joe's still growing, and people have these talents. They're still growing. Lifelong learner. that means they're still young. Still young enough. Someone becomes largely disabled mentally, yeah, age will tear us down to some degree. But as long as you're still growing, you're still young. So you who are 90 and 80, 70, and you're still growing. If you're listening to this video, you're young. You're still young. You still have to grow. And you are growing. So I'll end this now. You young folks out there, whatever age, well, gotta throw in vote for Joe. Just gotta say that. In my humble opinion, and if you reflect ways that I'm talking about, I think you have to come to the same conclusion comparing Joe to Trump. Don't. Maybe you could use some professional. Okay? Calm down, get some professional help. Yeah, professional help. Yeah. So, otherwise, simply change your mind and vote for Joe. An indication you don't need that professional help. Yeah. Learning from your mistakes means you're still young. Anyway, I like to give a blessing. Present and an old Irish blessing. I just love it. And put it to a tune so I wouldn't forget it. It goes like this. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. Rain fall soft upon your feet. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand, or her hand, or its hand, as the your higher power, which, at least to some very large degree, be your brain. You're having a young enough brain to listen today, and please, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're with me on that, join me. And those are ways to do it. Like, share, subscribe. And in the future, you might be those who subscribe, be part of the team. Of higher virtue and so on. That, yeah, we're going to do Zooms at some point and put them on as videos instead of just one guy talking. We'll have some of those, and hopefully you'll be in one of those, giving your views and your experience. What do I have to say? Your life is a great instruction. Your story of your life is valuable. And from the view of the artist in you, it is a very enjoyable movie. And all the more enhanced as you grow and become more and more the hero of love in that movie. As I like to say at the end, namaste. Because that means that I am honoring the fact that we are all together, fabric of this universe. We're all one in that way. And we all have the capacity to grow, empathy and awareness, virtue, and in our love flow. Namaste. Make a great day today. Make it just a little better. Be a voice of love. Vote for Joe. Namaste.